What is the best backpack out there? So I tested all of these backpacks here that you see. I've also tested a few more that aren't pictured here, but I've got the top 3 brands in my opinion that I've tested. I'm going to go through each one, what I liked and didn't like about each one, and give you my opinion of what I thought is the best backpack in my opinion. These are all ones that I have actually tested on elk hunting besides the Mystery Ranch here. I just wanted to throw this in because I like some of their other packs, and I just wanted to give them a fair chance in this as well. So like I said, all of these have been on an elk hunt and have used in the backcountry. So this is all just my experiences with each of the backpacks. The main brands that I have here, which I think most people would agree with, the top 3. So Kifaru, Stone Glacier, and then also EXO. There's a few main ones I don't have here too that are becoming more popular. But I'm just going to go over what I have tested. Backpacks are a really essential tool, especially if you are wearing everything in on your back and you have to carry everything out on your back. So it's really nice to have a backpack that's going to be comfortable, especially when you're having heavy pack outs. These are just my honest opinions of these bags. I'm not sponsored by any one of these companies. These are just my own personal opinions after using each one. And I hope this will help you make a better informed decision when it comes to some of these backpacks. It's a big purchase, so hopefully this will help you make the right purchase. I'm going to start here with the Mystery Ranch. This is the Metcalf 75. I've used some of their whitetail packs in the past and had good luck with them. A couple of my friends have also ran these on some backcountry hunts. Yes, they work. They are a very good pack, have a good size to them, a little bit of organization with the lids. The belt itself has a ton of cushion in there, a little bit of adjustability. I could get it to fit me really well, but I did notice after 50 pounds in it, it was not nearly as comfortable as some of the other packs and a little harder to keep it from sliding down on me. One thing I should mention too in here, I am 5'7", 160 pounds, and have a 30-inch waist. So all of these are usually a smaller frame pack, but they should fit pretty similar, especially to everybody. You can get them in different sizes and kind of customize them to your own fit. I have a little bit of curve to my back, so that I don't have the flattest back out there, so keep that in mind as I'm going over these packs. Overall, my opinion of the Mystery Ranch packs, they're well built. Nobody had a pack break on them that I know of, but just keep in mind if you are going with heavier loads, it might not be quite as comfortable as the main 3 brands in my opinion. But I'm sure some people had great luck with them and it might fit them a little bit better. But like I said, comfortable up to about 50 pounds. Next up is the Stone Glacier. So shown here is the 6900 on the X-Curve frame. Really like this frame and the hip belt as well on it. I really like the fact that you can tighten each of the hip belt part by itself, so you can really get it to hug your hips really well. There's a little bit less organization with some of the Stone Glacier packs, but you can also add in extra pouches if you're somebody who likes to have a little organization. I've packed out a couple elk with this bag, and it did really good. Have no complaints about it at all. But if you are being picky about the pack versus a couple of the other ones here, a couple things I noticed is the lumbar pad is pretty grippy. So if you're wearing just a shirt, you might kind of feel it on your back a little bit. And then the hip belt as well is not as comfortable in my opinion as the EXO and the Kifaru. Just a couple of things that I've noticed by wearing it. Great solid pack. I did have one issue with it and the hip belt broke on me and they sent me a replacement. So if you have any issues with this bag, Stone Glacier will take care of you. I have had no problems with them at all on that. And I was able to at least still keep the bag working. And that was their old hip belt, so now they've updated it. So you shouldn't have any issues with it. Overall, it's a solid pack. But in my opinion, it comes in probably third after the EXO and the Kifaru. Moving on to the EXO K4 5000 bag. This is a really good backpack, has good organization, a little bit more than the Stone Glacier. I'm a really big fan of the BackPack itself, and the K4 frame is a lot better than the K3. I had the K3 as well. The hip belt just didn't seem to slide down on me like it did on the K3, and it just seems really comfortable. I mean, anything up to 50 pounds, it's really, really, really comfortable. And even over that 50 pounds, it's still really comfortable. In my opinion, this is a little bit nicer pack than the Stone Glacier. It just seemed to fit me a little bit better. You can kind of move in and out the shoulder straps, and the shoulder straps are a little bit more comfortable than the Stone Glacier. And same with the hip belt, I just found it to be pretty comfortable. The lumbar pad is comfortable, no issues there. Like I said, no issues with it sliding down on me at all. And then also you have several different attachment points for anything you want to put onto the hip belt, which is nice. A little bit better attachment system than the Stone Glacier backpacks. And a little bit more organization. So if that's something that you're into, the K4 is a really good option. And in my opinion, between them and Kifaru, it's a really, really tough spot for the first place. I would say they are the top two in my opinion, just after testing them. This is the Kifaru with the Arc frame. This is new for this year, and I wanted to use it this year before I came out with this review and compared all of them, just to give it a fair comparison and make sure that I wore it for multiple days to feel comfortable. This is the new frame from Kifaru. This is the Arc frame. I really wanted to make sure that I was able to test it in the backcountry before I did this review to compare it with the other packs that I have. This is a huge upgrade from the duplex light frame. That's what I tried before with the 44 mag bag on it. And that one I just could not get to fit me very well. Just had a couple of issues, but it was still pretty comfortable. Just had a little bit more discomfort than the XO pack that I had before. So I decided I'd try the new Arc frame and give it a good comparison before. New from Kifaru this year is the Arc frame. So I had the duplex light frame before, but I really wanted to try this frame and see if it was any better than the duplex light frame. And I really wanted to try this bag out in the backcountry before I did this review to compare it with the XO and Stone Glacier. I'm really glad that I picked this frame up. After the duplex light frame, I couldn't get it to really fit me the best. For some reason, it just wasn't that comfortable on me. But I decided to give this Arc frame a shot and see how I liked it. I will say this took a little bit of breaking in to get it to be comfortable. Right out of the gate, it first wasn't very comfortable on me. But after I broke it in a little bit, it was really comfortable. So shown here, I have the Manimal bag on it. Also ran the 4300 bag on the Arc frame itself. Just seemed like this frame had no issues with it sliding down on me at all. Seemed to fit me a little bit better. I will say this has a little bit more customization and a little bit more time to get it to fit you properly than maybe a couple of the other bags. It just took me a little bit longer to get it completely set up the way that I wanted to. So that is one thing. If you do get one of these frames, make sure you kind of mess with it a little bit to get it to fit you the best. Everybody's body is just a little bit different. So make sure you take the time to kind of feel what's the most comfortable for you, especially when you're wearing it for 5+ days. It's nice to have a comfortable backpack. So moving on to the frame itself, this lumbar pad is really comfortable. I noticed zero discomfort with it. Same with the hip. Same with the hip belt, very comfortable. In my opinion, it's the most comfortable out of all of these bags. And that's probably the reason why I liked it the most. The shoulder straps, in my opinion, weren't quite as comfortable as the XO backpack, but most of the weight was always on my hips, and that's how most people should run the packs. So I wanted my hips to make sure that they were comfortable and no discomfort there, especially if you're going to have a heavy load. Highly recommend having a good fitting backpack. Like I said, this is the manimal bag, so it doesn't really have the lid. The lid's built into it. I did have a camp bag that I strapped onto the back of here so I could get a few extra days in and carry all my tent and all that stuff in that camp bag. So this was a great day bag just to take from camp and hunt out of that. But also really nice that you have several attachment points so you can put extra stuff on here or use the meat shelf and sandwich the pack in that between you. Overall, this is a really nice frame, a little bit lighter than their frames before, but not that much lighter. I will say the shoulder straps are more comfortable than the older backpacks. So whatever was on the duplex light frame, these are an upgrade from that, just not quite as comfortable in my opinion as the XO backpack. I'll throw all these together, do a quick rundown of each one, and kind of why I decided to choose the Kifaru pack as the pack that I'm using going forward. So overall, the Metcalf 75, good pack. You can pick it up for a pretty good price if you find it on sale. Just not nearly as comfortable as the other 3 packs here, the Stone Glacier, XO, or Kifaru. But still a really good pack. No... So I'll give you my opinion of each one. The Metcalf 75, really good pack. You can pick it up for a good price on sale. Just was not my top pick, especially when you're comparing it to these other 3 bags, the Stone Glacier, XO, or Kifaru, but still a really good, well-made pack. The other 3, you really can't go wrong with any of them. They are all really great packs. You're not going to have an issue. And if you do have an issue with any of these backpacks, I feel like these companies are all going to take care of you. The Stone Glacier backpack just came in third in my opinion. Just a little bit of discomfort in the hip belt, and the shoulder straps just wasn't quite as comfortable and didn't fit me as well with heavy loads as the XU or Kifaru, so that's why it came in third place. Still a really solid pack. Like I said, I've used it on elk hunts before and worked really well. Just wasn't quite as comfortable as these other 2. Between the XO and the Kifaru, I really have a tough time going back and forth. I mean, honestly, both solid packs. I would be fine taking either one. I just had to try to pick one. And if I was going to pick one that was my absolute favorite, it would be the Kifaru. The only reason why is because the hip belt is just that comfortable. The XO as a backpack is probably more comfortable, but once you get some higher weights, the Kifaru hip belt just found that to be so comfortable in wearing the pack. So overall, if I could put the XO shoulder straps and comfort into the Kifaru bag, it would be the ultimate bag. But unfortunately, you kind of can only pick one or the other, and overall, I'd just have to pick the Kifaru. These are all really great bags. You're not going to have any issues with either one, but a backpack is a very important part of your backpack. A backpack is a very important part of your hunt. You're going to be wearing it all the time, and especially if you're carrying camp on your back or packing out an animal, hopefully, you're going to want to have something that's pretty comfortable. If you're more of a man than me and you're fine with the discomfort, you can get by with a regular external pack frame that is not nearly as good as these backpacks, but I like a little bit of comfort, especially if I'm carrying heavy loads, and you can't go wrong with any of these brands. These are just my opinions and what I found to be the best. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope that it helped you make a decision on which bag to go with, especially if you're in between the XO, Kifaru, or Stone Glacier. All of them are great bags. I highly recommend trying them on and seeing what fits you the best. Everybody's body is a little bit different, so they will fit everybody just a little bit different, and you might find different results than what I found. I just really wanted to wear these on a hunt and make sure that I got to use them in multiple days in a row to figure out which one was most comfortable after that trip and what I liked and didn't like about each pack. Like I said, I really hope that this helped you. That's why I make these videos, and it also helps me out in finding what gear works the best for me. If you found this video to be helpful, please subscribe to my channel and share it with some of your friends. That helps me get out there and reach more people, and hopefully can help more people make better decisions when it comes to some of this gear. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this, and stay hidden. Good luck out there.